Hello and welcome today. Today is November the 4th, and there's a lot of voting going on all around the United States of this America, local, state um, voting. So I hope you participate. But I also want to talk about, of course, this is my continuation of this furlough faith walk. This a journey. It's a journey through a land I've never walked through. And I'm sure a lot of other people haven't as well. So we're just going to keep on trucking and keep on walking, walking by faith, not by sight. Because if walking by sight, honey, I would have been made my own little ditch and fell in for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Good morning. Okay, so let's go through what has happened. Okay, we know the two judges now, SNAP was supposed to be funded, well, partially funded, whatever they're going to do. But anyway, two judges, um, two judges had did an order that SNAP should be funded from the contingency fund that is legally and rightfully supposed to happen during the shutdown. Then it was like, okay, the president stated, okay, we're going to partially fund. We just going to give partial, so people just going to get half of what they really would have gotten. That was Monday. Well, this morning, which is the deadline of the fourth, I believe, is the deadline that the judges gave at 11/4/2025 at 9:06 a.m. We have a message. SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions of dollars, manyfold, during the crooked Joe Biden's disastrous term in office. Now, you know what I'm reading and who wrote this, right? Due to the fact that they were haphazardly handed to anyone for the asking, as opposed to just those in need, which is the purpose of SNAP a tap, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up government, which they can easily do, and not before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, the orange person. So he's reneged. And now, this is the reason why the Democrats are saying, hold up. We have over and over and over again given in because you all say we're going to deal with certain concerns that we have for the American people later on. And each time the Republicans did not hold true to their word. So the thing is, the Democrats opening up the government is that they're going to just go along with the Republicans saying, "Oh, we'll deal with the rise, the uh not having the ACA supplement that's going to end in December. Oh, we'll deal with that later. Y'all just sign off on this now, and we'll deal with the health care situation later," which is going to be even more detrimental because it's still going to be an issue of people being able to afford food or health care if the Democrats give into this. Okay. So he's also touted again that Senate, the Senate Republicans can just do that nuclear thing, push the button, bing, and just bypass everything, this filibuster, and just, pass what he wants. And still, again, the American people will have an issue because the ACA subsidies are going to be gone. And some people thinking that's just going to affect people that's on the quote unquote Obamacare, which is the ACA, Affordable Care Act. They touted that name, Obamacare. Obama never referred to it as that. It's always been the Affordable Care Act. It's just not affecting people that are on that exchange. It's going to affect me and you, all those people that get their health insurance through their job. It's also going to affect us as well. So it's going to affect a lot, millions of people, if that subsidy is gone. So now he's again withholding food from children, from veterans, from elderly, from widows, from your grandmother, your friend, neighbor. So it's again no negotiation, no consideration. And this is right. So now I ask, who should be held accountable? Who should be held accountable and who should be held in contempt of court if this order is not going to be abided by based on what he just posted? Who's now supposed to be held accountable? Who's going to be held in contempt? Two judges came forth and said, "Look, the funds are there. What's going on?" And now we're back to this again. You know, you can get so tired and frustrated. I didn't even want to put my contacts in today. That's why I got my new glasses on. How y'all like my new glasses? I can see. It feel like they pressing down on my nose. But oh well. But these are my new glasses that I got over a month ago. I just haven't. I've been wearing my contacts, but I just didn't feel like putting my contacts in because um the salt when I cry, because I weep for these situations. I weep for these situations. And I'm telling you, it's beyond sad. It's beyond cruel. I um I don't know. And then before this came out on yesterday, I saw a video of a MAGA woman, Caucasian woman, saying, "Oh, see, Donald Trump has come to our rescue. He is going to fund SNAP." I, I, I am just bewildered. I am beyond bewilderment, bewilderment. I'm making up words now. Bewilderment, bewilderment. I'm just, what? What? It is so cultish. It is so brainwashed. It's ignorance. What do you mean? There were two orders by two different judges saying it had to be done. And he still wasn't going to do the fullness of what they stated. He just was going to do half on yesterday. And now he's saying, I'm not, no, we're not doing any. We're just going to defy this order. So, what can we say? I tell you, every day brings something that you just sometimes don't even want to get out of bed, read the news, listen to the news, find out anything that's going on because it can be just depressing day in and day out. It's enough that you're battling with your faith, with your doubt that soon something is going to work out. It's enough that you're dealing with that. But then me being a true empath, I'm telling you, like I said, I have been weeping since January because of all the people that have been affected through Doge, through just so many things that some things that aren't even public that I am privy to. I have been crying, weeping, And this just does not help on top of everything else. We can, and it's a point that sometimes you just feel helpless because it's like, what can we do? I even had emailed one place and asked them, I want to volunteer, at these food banks. Then they referred me to somewhere else. So I'm gonna keep going because I do want to do that. But it's so much. And I can only imagine those that, because some people, we're talking about paycheck to paycheck. What about SNAP benefit to SNAP benefit? What about those? Some lady was on here saying, oh, the toast lady, a lot of people did their video about her where she was eating her toast and peanut butter, saying, what did you do with your SNAP benefits last month? Did you buy non-perishables, blah, blah, blah? But even if they did, I'm more than certain they probably ate what they purchased last month. And there might be a few things they have that's carrying over to November, but I'm sure it's not enough. We're on the fourth day of November. And some people were supposed to get theirs on the first, the second, the third, the fourth. And then on top of that, so many of the states have said, okay, we're going to supplement and put money on your SNAP cards. Then they find out that the daggone system was taken down by the administration. So the state couldn't even load money onto the cards because they took the system down. Woo, woo, child. I am like, fly me to the moon. I was looking at this other thing and they was talking about, this man was saying that he actually saw this, he knew of this cigar shaped UFO that landed at some airport or whatever, and the people that got out were these well armed, tall um men who look like, he said, African Americans or Black Americans. And they went and spoke with somebody, and then they got back onto the thing, and he said that they told them that they helped rule a galaxy or whatever. Where are they going to land next? Because I would like to take a flight to the galaxy, wherever they going. I mean, really, this is, I never in my life thought I would see anything like this. You know, we know what a lot of our ancestors, our grandparents, great grandparents went through, and they made what we call uh, a dollar out of 15 cents. And hey, we're going to make it somehow. you know this is definitely the time that we're going to have to really love our neighbors as ourselves. And I'm going to keep saying it every time I'm on here. I'm going to keep saying that we're going to have to be our brothers keepers. I was saying to myself, I dreamt that I was doing a virtual rent party. Y'all remember they used to do rent parties? I never really experienced that, but I remember a lot of people in New York used to say they do rent parties. I'm about to do a rent party. It's just, you know, I was in the federal, well, I was in the DC government when I was real young. Then I went to the federal government. I worked for, just say I was in the judiciary and in the federal government in the 90s. I left and went into private industry for a long haul. Then I came back into the federal system in 2014. And that's 11 years. But even prior to that, 11 years, never. I mean, they've had other. furloughs, shutting down the government. But based on the branch I was in at that time, that didn't affect me. Um, but this go round, it did because of a lot of budgetary things and issues that the administration that's in charge now, doing what they do. So you sit and you just wonder, hey, I it's to me, it's no longer red, blue, Democrat, Republic. It's about people. It's about we the people to me. It's about we the people. Okay? And right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't care where you fall, independent, Tea Party, mega party, Republic, whatever. It's and obviously these parties aren't, it ain't a party because parties are supposed to be joyful and happy. So these parties ain't partying like they should. So my thing is we're gonna have to I don't know. All I can say is we gotta keep praying, asking for direction on how to get this everything back on track. Because this has been a speeding train that has derailed, and so many pieces of this train has just fallen off on different parts. You know, it's like, can we really put this back together, this train back together, and get it back on the track? Only God knows. And again, I'm just going to continue to pray because, like I said, and like Prophet Tasha Global, thank you for coming on. You're right. I never thought I would see this in my lifetime. Never. Where we're withholding food. The supposed to be the greatest place on earth to live, one of the wealthiest countries, and we are putting people on a chessboard. That's what's happening. We're putting people, their lives, on a chessboard. Woo! But that's all I have to say for today. And I'm going to end again with when the disciples asked Jesus, how should we pray? This is what he said: Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil on all levels. Deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. 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 Be blessed.